The humid Lagos air pressed against the windows of the Yoba apartment as Edaora, known to most as Ada, hurried about, fussing over every corner of the small living room. She adjusted the throw pillows on the brown leather sofa, only to immediately change their positions again. Her heart beat fast, her palms slightly sweaty. It wasn't that the place was messy, Ada was naturally neat, but today wasn't an ordinary day. Today, her long-distance boyfriend, Femi, was coming to visit. For 2 years, they had nurtured their relationship across states, kept alive by late-night phone calls that stretched until dawn, playful WhatsApp voice notes, and promises whispered through patchy MTN networks. He lived in Abuja, she in Lagos, and though they had seen each other during short visits, this was the first time he would be stepping into her space, meeting her world, her circle, and most importantly, her best friend and roommate, Kamsi. Kamsi lounged lazily on the sofa, scrolling through Instagram reels, the bluish glow reflecting off her smooth skin. Her braids were piled up in a stylish bun, and she wore silk shorts with a crop top, exuding effortless beauty. She glanced up and smirked as Ada adjusted the curtains for the third time. "Babe, I beg calm down," Kamsi drawled, her voice laced with amusement. "It's not as if the president is visiting. No ordinary boyfriend." Ada chuckled nervously, smoothing down the borrowed Zara dress she had ironed twice that morning. "He's not ordinary, Kamsi. This is Femi. He means everything to me." Kamsi's eyes lingered on her friend for a moment, then drifted back to her phone. Okay, oh. I just hope he's as fine in real life as the way you've hyped him." Before Ada could reply, a sharp knock echoed through the apartment. Ada froze, her heart leaping to her throat. She looked at Kamsi, who raised an eyebrow and mouthed, "That must be him." Ada hurried to the door, wiped her palms on her dress, and opened it. There he was. Femi. Tall, broad-shouldered, his crisp white shirt tucked neatly into navy trousers. His cologne, Dior Sauvage, drifted into the room, rich and masculine. His smile was wide, warm, and everything Ada remembered. He carried a small travel bag in one hand, and with the other, he pulled Ada into a tight embrace. "Eddie baby," he whispered into her ear, his baritone voice wrapping around her like a blanket. "I've missed you." Ada's eyes glistened. "I've missed you more." When they broke apart, Femi turned politely to Kamsi. "And you must be the famous best friend I've been hearing about," he said with a grin that seemed to light up his whole face. Kamsi stood, brushing her short smooth. "And you must be the long-awaited Femi. Welcome to Lagos." She extended her hand, her smile dazzling. Femi took it with a firm shake. "The pleasure is mine." For a moment, their eyes lingered. It was brief, barely noticeable, but Ada, lost in her happiness, missed it. That evening, Ada decided to treat Femi and Kamsi to a dinner at one of Lekki's trendiest rooftop lounges. Lagos sparkled beneath them, headlights crawling along Ozombambadio, neon signs blinking from bars, and the ocean breeze sweeping across the terrace. The trio sat at a candlelit table. Femi took charge of the menu, ordering peppered snails, jollof, suya platters, and the most expensive bottle of wine. "To new beginnings," he said, raising his glass. "To love," Ada added softly, clinking hers against his. Kamsi lifted hers last. "To connections," she said with a sly smile. Throughout dinner, Femi talked animatedly about his business dreams. "Ada knows I've been planning a move to Lagos. Abuja is fine, but Lagos is the heartbeat of Nigeria. The opportunities here. Limitless. And with the right people," his eyes flicked briefly toward Kamsi. "Anything is possible." Kamsi leaned forward, intrigued. "So what do you do exactly?" "Consulting," Femi replied smoothly. "I help brands position themselves. But lately, I've been thinking influencers like you, Kamsi, are the future of marketing. Honestly, with your style, I could help you blow nationwide." Ada's chest warmed with pride. Her boyfriend was so observant, so encouraging. But a tiny uneasy nod when his compliments toward Kamsi lingered longer than necessary. Kamsi laughed, tossing her braids back. "You noticed my page?" "How could I not?" he replied, eyes gleaming. "You're unforgettable." Ada blushed, misinterpreting the comment as general charm. She reached for Femi's hand, but his gaze was still locked on Kamsi. A week later, Ada woke in the middle of the night, thirsty. As she padded past Kamsi's room, she noticed a faint glow under the door. Curious, she paused. Inside, Kamsi's low laughter spilled out. Ada leaned closer. A familiar baritone voice floated through Femi's. "You're a natural star, Kamsi. With the right strategy, you'll eclipse half these Lagos influencers. Trust me, I've seen talent, and you've got it." Ada's stomach clenched. Why was her boyfriend talking to her best friend at 1 a.m.? The next morning, Ada picked up Kamsi's phone to check the time. A WhatsApp notification blinked across the screen. "Delete that last voice note. Don't let Ada see." From Femi. Her breath hitched. She looked up just as Kamsi snatched the phone. "What are you doing?" Kamsi snapped, eyes flashing. I was just checking the time," Ada stammered. Kamsi rolled her eyes. "Don't be paranoid, Ada. We are just talking about branding. You know Lagos hustles." Ada forced a smile, but a seed of suspicion rooted itself deep inside her chest. 2 weekends later, Kamsi uploaded a story that shook Ada's world. It was a boomerang clip, 2 wine glasses clinking, a man's cufflinked hand visible. The caption read, "Covered. Folded hand sparkles." Within minutes, Ada's DMs flooded. "Babes, isn't this your guy? What's going on?" Screenshots poured in. She confronted Femi, her voice shaking. "Why did Kamsi post that?" He chuckled, pulling her close. "Ada, you worry too much. You know these influencer girls, everything is content. It doesn't mean anything." Kamsi emerged from her room in a silk robe, sipping juice. "Exactly. Not everything is that deep. You should relax." But Ada couldn't. The image replayed in her mind like a wound that wouldn't heal. That Saturday, Ada accompanied her mother to Sorelle Market. The place was alive with shouts of hawkers, fresh tomato. 2 for 50. The smell of fried akra mixed with dust and diesel. Ada trailed behind her mother, shoulders slumped. Mama Ada stopped by a fabric stall and eyed her daughter. "You're walking like somebody we carry the whole world on her head. Talk to me." Ada hesitated, then whispered, "Mama, what if Femi isn't loyal?" Mama Ada dropped the tomato she was inspecting. Her eyes sharpened. "My daughter, love is blind, but marriage will open your eyes. Shine 'em now before it's too late. Pretty words no dey cook soup. Character feeds a home." Ada blinked back tears. But instead of answering, she bought lace fabric for the future wedding she still stubbornly dreamed of. That night, Nipah struck. The apartment was swallowed in darkness, lit only by the soft glow of their rechargeable lamp. Ada and Kamsi sat cross-legged on the rug, eating groundnuts and sipping malt. Kamsi's eyes glimmered in the dim light. "Ada, let me tell you something I've learned. Life is survival of the sharpest. If a man wants me, I won't step aside just because he used to belong to someone else. Loyalty won't pay my bills." Ada frowned, unsettled. "Even if it's your best friend's man?" Kamsi smacked, her teeth flashing. "Best friends don't pay bride price." Ada's heart sank. The betrayal became undeniable one humid afternoon at a student hangout in Yoba. The place buzzed with Afrobeats, sear smoke, and chatter. Ada stood with friends, waiting for Femi. When he finally arrived, her world stopped. He walked in, hand in hand with Kamsi. Guests rippled. Phones raced. Snapchats recorded. Eda's lips trembled. Femi. He met her eyes without flinching. Eda, we grew apart. Kamsi and I connected. Kamsi avoided her gaze, but her grip on Femi's arm tightened. Laughter and whispers spread like wildfire. Eda's heart shattered. For days, Eda stayed hidden in her small room, curtains drawn tight, ignoring the sunlight that begged to seep through. Her phone buzzed endlessly with calls and messages from classmates, choir members, even distant cousins who had seen the viral clips of Femi and Kamsi holding hands. She called into a ball, blanket wrapped around her body like a cocoon, scrolling through Instagram with trembling fingers. Every swipe revealed fresh torment. Kamsi and Femi at a beach outing in Lekki, Femi's hand on Kamsi's waist at a karaoke lounge, Kamsi laughing at jokes that once belonged to her. She couldn't eat. She couldn't pray. Her pillow soaked in tears each night until sleep claimed her. On the fourth day, a knock came. Soft, hesitant. Eda, it's Tari. She ignored it. Another knock. I brought your lecture notes. You missed class again. Still, she stayed silent. Finally, Tari's voice shifted, firm, cutting through the fog of despair. Eda, you can keep crying, or you can get the truth. Do you want comfort, or do you want facts? Eda sat up, eyes swollen. She swallowed hard. Facts, she whispered. The door creaked open. Tari stepped in, setting a stack of books on her desk. His gaze was steady, not pitying. Then let's uncover who Femi really is. Tari worked quietly, methodically. With contacts in tech hubs and friends in the banking sector, he dug where Eda never dared. One evening, he spread the findings across Eda's desk. Look, he said, sliding printouts forward. Bank alerts. Transactions showing large sums moving through multiple accounts in different names. Hotel receipts. Nights billed under business retreats, with Kamsi's name scribbled on some, but also others, women Eda had never heard of. Screenshots. Identical love notes Femi had sent to at least 3 different women, copy-pasted like recycled lies. You are my queen. My Esther. My crown. Eda's stomach turned. That same week, Kamsi stormed into the apartment, her mascara smeared from crying. She threw a phone onto the couch. Eda is playing me too. On the screen were chats between Femi and another woman in Port Harcourt, filled with the same promises he had whispered to both of them. Eda's eyes burned with betrayal, not just at Femi, but at Kamsi. Yet she held her tongue. The silence was louder than any insult. The campus bridge stretched over the lagoon, reflecting Lagos lights like broken glass scattered on water. It was past midnight when Eda and Kamsi met there, the city buzzing faintly in the distance. Neither spoke at first. The air between them was thick with tension, memories of laughter now replaced with bitterness. Finally, Kamsi broke the silence. Her voice cracked. I was jealous of you, Eda. You had the perfect boyfriend, the perfect reputation, the family who adored you. And me. I was always second best. I thought if I took Femi, I'd finally feel like number one. Eda's jaw clenched. Her reply came slow, controlled. You didn't just take a man, Kamsi. You broke a bond. You broke me. Kamsi wiped her tears with the back of her hand. And yet he still fooled both of us. We were enemies while he laughed. Eda turned to face her fully, the pain still raw. So what now? We show everyone who he really is, Kamsi said. Eda's eyes narrowed. Together. Kamsi nodded. Together. For the first time in weeks, Eda felt a spark of strength. Kamsi's charity fashion show at Terra Culture was meant to be her redemption, her proof that she was more than scandal. Influencers, students, lecturers, and even minor celebrities filled the hall, cameras flashing as models strutted in Ankara and lace designs. Backstage, Ada adjusted the projector she had borrowed from the mass comm department. Her hands trembled, but her resolve was iron. When the MC announced a short appreciation speech, Ada walked to the stage. Whispers erupted, people hadn't seen her in weeks. She gripped the mic, her voice steady. "Good evening. I came here tonight not to celebrate fashion, but to expose truth. The man some of you call successful, the man Kamsi and I once fought over, is nothing but a fraud." Gasps filled the hall. The projector flickered on. Screenshots appeared. Hotel receipts. Voice recordings of Femi bragging, "These girls are gullible. They'll keep sewing into me, and I'll keep cashing out." The crowd erupted. Shock. Anger. Phones raised, recording every second. Femi, who had been seated confidently in the front row, leapt up. "Lies. She's bitter. Don't listen." He lunged for the mic, but security blocked him. Kamsi, pale but resolute, stepped onto the stage beside Ada. "She's telling the truth. I was deceived too." The hall thundered with murmurs and accusations. Femi's charm shattered. For the first time, Ada saw him not as the man who once held her, but as the fraud who had nearly destroyed her. The scandal spread like wildfire. Twitter trended, #PastaPlayer. Blogs feasted. WhatsApp groups buzzed with forwarded clips. Femi fled Lagos under disgrace, leaving behind a trail of broken hearts and unpaid debts. Kamsi issued a public apology and disappeared from social media, her once polished image dented. She moved out of the apartment, leaving Ada in solitude but also in peace. Weeks later, Ada walked across the Unilag campus with confidence. She had survived humiliation, betrayal, heartbreak, yet she stood taller. She completed her exams, secured an internship at a media house, and slowly pieced her life back together. One evening, Tari invited her for suya at a small spot by the lagoon. The smoke curled into the night sky, blending with Lagos lights. "You're stronger than you think, Ada," he said quietly, handing her a stick of spicy beef. "Don't let betrayal define you." Ada smiled faintly. For the first time, it reached her eyes. She looked out at the water, the neon reflections dancing. Once, she had defined herself by love, by friendship, by loyalty. Now, she was something else, a woman who had walked through fire and come out with her head high. The final scene lingered, Ada, walking alone down a Lekki street, neon lights painting her face. No longer the girl who lost her boyfriend to her best friend. Now, a woman reborn.